Everyone has asked themselves at least once in their life, how does a heart attack happen? What signs can I understand as potentially dangerous? This is a very common question, but you should know that 20 to 40% of heart attacks are silent. Silent heart attack has extremely mild symptoms, very few signs, or even none at all. But these are extremely rare cases, and today we're going to talk about the little signs that your body gives you and that you should watch out for. To begin with, number 1, mild discomfort in the chest, similar to pressure or burning. You know that feeling of something strange in your chest, like pressure or a slight burning sensation, as if you'd overdone it with the pizza sauce or pepperoni. Well, it may seem harmless, but this discrete discomfort could be a sign of a silent heart attack. The heart is a polite organ, so to speak. It doesn't usually scream immediately when something is wrong. Instead, it sends subtle signals, such as pressure or burning. This happens because the flow of blood to the heart is compromised, usually because of a blocked artery. The result? The heart muscle starts to complain, but without the light show and intense pain you'd expect from a typical heart attack. The trick is that many people ignore this symptom, thinking that it's just a temporary thing. But beware, if the discomfort is persistent, appears at rest, or is accompanied by other signs, such as shortness of breath or cold sweats, it's time to put the "I'll check later" aside and seek medical help. Number 2, discrete pain in the arms, back, neck, or jaw. When we think of a heart attack, we usually imagine intense pain in the chest. But the reality is that the heart sometimes likes to be subtle. It sends indirect signals, such as a slight pain in the arms, back, neck, or even the jaw. Why? Let's explore. The heart and these points in the body are connected by a complex network of nerves. When the heart muscle suffers from a lack of oxygen due to blocked arteries, it sends out distress signals that can manifest as pain in seemingly unrelated regions. This is what we call referred pain. The brain confuses the real origin of the problem, projecting it onto nearby areas that share nerve pathways. The pain can be so discrete that it seems like a muscle strain or a passing discomfort, which causes many people to underestimate its severity. If, for example, you feel a slight pain in your left arm that appears for no apparent reason, or a feeling of heaviness in your back unrelated to physical exertion, it could be your heart trying to get your attention. Number 3, unexplained fatigue, even at rest. Have you ever woken up feeling like you'd run a marathon during the night, even though you hadn't gotten out of bed? Well, this unexplained fatigue, which comes on for no apparent reason, may be more than just ordinary tiredness. When the heart struggles to pump blood efficiently, as in the case of a silent heart attack, the whole body suffers. Muscles and organs don't get enough oxygen, and energy goes down the drain. The result? You feel exhausted, even after a restful day or a good night's sleep. This fatigue isn't the classic Monday laziness. It's something deeper. It can appear suddenly without a clear cause and is sometimes accompanied by other subtle signs, such as shortness of breath or chest discomfort. And the most dangerous thing? We often think it's normal to feel this way, attributing it to stress, age, or the hustle and bustle of everyday life. So watch out. If this fatigue persists or comes out of nowhere, especially if it's combined with other symptoms, it's worth going to the doctor. When the heart is overloaded, it likes to send indirect messages, and fatigue is one of them. Number 4, mild and persistent shortness of breath. You know that feeling that climbing a flight of stairs has become an Olympic challenge, even without the extra weight? Or that shortness of breath that appears for no apparent reason, as if you'd been running but were just sitting on the sofa? That could be your heart trying to talk to you in silent mode. The heart and lungs are inseparable partners in the body's team. When the heart isn't pumping blood as it should, for example in a silent heart attack, the lungs suffer the consequences. Without an adequate flow of blood, the body begs for air, generating that sensation of slight but persistent shortness of breath, even without physical exertion. This difficulty in breathing can easily be mistaken for tiredness, anxiety, or even allergies. But the secret lies in persistence. If the shortness of breath appears without logical explanation and doesn't go away, especially when accompanied by other signs such as chest discomfort or unexplained tiredness, it's time to pay full attention. Number 5. Dizziness or a feeling of imminent fainting. Have you ever felt the world suddenly spinning around you, as if you'd gone on a roller coaster without warning? Or that weird feeling that you're going to faint out of nowhere, even though you're sitting still? Well, these episodes can be more dangerous than they seem, and the heart tries to give you little signals. In the silent style. When the heart has trouble pumping blood efficiently, as happens in a silent heart attack, the flow of oxygen to the brain can be reduced. The result? Dizziness or feeling faint. It's the body's way of saying, hey, something's not right here. The catch is that, as the symptom can be quick and sometimes seems harmless, many people ignore it. It's easy to blame dizziness on a busy day, the heat, or even missing a meal. But if it happens repeatedly or appears along with other signs such as shortness of breath, chest discomfort, or cold sweats, it's time to sound the alarm. Number 6. Nausea or indigestion with no apparent cause. Now, a strange feeling of nausea or indigestion are sensations that nobody wants to have. And the worst thing is that they come out of nowhere, even if you haven't overdone it with the lasagna, or pizza. Believe it or not, these discomforts can be more than just a stomach problem. During a silent heart attack, the flow of blood to the heart is compromised, and this can confuse the nervous system, which sends signals out of place. In some people, especially women, these signals appear as nausea, vomiting, or that uncomfortable feeling of a heavy stomach. It sounds like a digestive problem, but the real culprit could be in the chest. The point is that these symptoms often go unnoticed because it's easy to think, oh, it must be something I've eaten, or it's just my stomach playing tricks on me. But if nausea or indigestion appear for no apparent reason, are persistent, or are accompanied by other signs such as tiredness or shortness of breath, it's best to keep an eye out. Number 7. Cold sweat without significant physical effort. Have you ever broken out in a cold sweat as if you just run a marathon, but were just sitting down or doing something very quiet? That cold sweat, for no clear reason, could be an important signal your body is trying to give you. When the heart experiences difficulties, whether due to a blockage in the arteries or some other problem, the body goes into survival mode. In this state, the nervous system tries to regulate blood pressure and blood flow. And one of the automatic responses to this stress is sweating. What happens is that instead of sweating because of physical exertion, such as a workout or heat stroke, you start to sweat unexpectedly, as if you were in a moment of tension or fear. Cold sweat is basically a reaction of the body trying to cope with the difficult situation the heart is facing. Cold sweat is often mistaken for something as simple as stress or anxiety. After all, we've all experienced this kind of sensation in situations of nervousness or worry. The problem arises when this symptom appears for no clear reason and becomes frequent, especially if combined with other signs such as chest pain, shortness of breath, dizziness, or unexplained tiredness. So if you start to experience unexpected cold sweats without a simple explanation, and they continue to appear, it's worth paying closer attention and seeking medical advice. So you've realized how discreet the heart can be in its messages, right? Sometimes it sends subtle signals, like chest pain, shortness of breath, or even a cold sweat, and we end up ignoring them, thinking it's just a passing discomfort. But as we've seen, these signals can be an important warning, especially when everything seems out of place without explanation. That's why the key is to listen to your body and not let these messages go unheard. If any of these symptoms appear suddenly and persist, or are accompanied by other strange signs, see a doctor. Prevention is better than cure, and when it comes to your heart, every second counts. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.